Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you have listened to my video on support and resistance strategy, a lot of people have asked me. I use indicator. Is the indicator good for trading and all of that? It's not bad, but there are things you need to understand. When you have too many indicator on your system, it's going to confuse you the more. So first thing you need to understand, even when you're going to use indicator, is the price action. You heard me right? Now, when you're able to learn price action properly, now using indicator will not be too over necessary for you. Now, I can even tell you that people who trade with indicator are supposed to be more of position or swing traders. For instance, you want to know when Bitcoin will be returning back to be a bull market and all of that. For instance, you're using trend indicator, momentum indicator. But if you're a day trader, scalper, and all of that, trust me, you do not need too many indicators and all of that. So with our support and resistance, simple, primitive, profitable trading strategy, when you use indicator, it's just to give you a kind of guide, or will I say, to still stay continue in the market, whatever that is happening over time. But that does not mean that's what give you uh, an entry prompt. Okay, so now let's look at it. Two major indicators that you need with support and resistance strategy. Number one, you need a trend indicator, and that is moving average. Okay, so if you want to add moving average to your indicator, to your trading view, please, if you don't know how to use trading view properly, I think there's a need for you to go to my channel, and please subscribe for this channel, and then you can be getting many updates, because what this channel is used for is to show you opportunities that are available in the digital financial market, and of course basic way to navigate global financial market, and how to actually start simple and be profitable in the market. Okay, so don't hesitate to like and then subscribe to this channel, and that's a way of boosting and make it available for others. Share with people. Knowledge are highly decentralized now. You don't need complicated knowledge to be profitable. So now let's go. Two major indicators. Now, if you don't know how to make use of TradingView, I think I've done different videos about how to use TradingView. Then you can go and search for how to use TradingView. Now, first indicator. So if you look at it on your screen, okay, you have on top of the address bar, you have indicators, you have time frame, you have candle, and all of that. At your left corner pane, you have all of those tools that you use. Then at the right corner pane, it's where you have your watch list or prices of things as they suppose. So you see your watch list. If you click here, it will return it back, so that to make your page very neat. Below, it's where you show the timing. Of course, if there are updates, there's a way you do the setting. I think we're entering into meeting consumer sentiments at what time? I think it's by is it I think it will soon be the next how many hours. Okay, so that's one of the things. So let's quickly go into action. Two major indicators you want to add is number one. So you want to add, go to indicator and search for MA. That's moving average. All right, look for moving average. It can be EMA, it can be just the moving average. So you search for moving average. You can just say moving average. Okay, so moving average. So you're going to see moving average. All right, moving average, rebound, moving average, simple moving average, all of those things. So you can use exponential moving average or moving average exponential. So you add to your page. Next is RSI, Relative Strength Index. What do I call it? Relative Strength Index. To make it simple, you can always just click to make it on watch list, so that anytime you come, you can see so moving average and RSI. Some prefer to use MACD. So maybe in a subsequent video, I'll be doing the one with moving average and MACD. right? So there are similarity of the moving average and MACD, which is like 12 and whatever. So, but let's do this now. So if you add it, yours is going to do like this. So, but after you add it, there's a need to do the settings. Now the RSI the same way. So if I click this way, see I have RSI here. All right. So now on your moving average, you're going to click on the settings. It's not coming up. You look at the three dots and you click on it and you see more. You click on settings. Now you want to remove all this label and you want to go to input and just remove that 9 you met there and type 50. The only moving average I want you to add to your page is 50 moving average. Good. Now, so 50 moving average. So the next is your RSI. So your RSI, you can do any setting you want, but to just make it simple, so let it be on 14 and all that, the style, all right? So you can remove this or you add it. Sometimes you just remove it because since that's not what you are relying on, so you remove this moving average, RSI based moving average. So now you want to just leave everything very simple the way they are. So now you remove the background. If you do this way, it used to be like this. So probably you want to remove the background. I like to remove the background, but if you want to leave it there, why not? You can leave it there. Nobody challenge you. All right. Now 70. Sometimes I remove my own to 20 and 80, but nevertheless, so you can just leave it the way it is, and then you are good to go. Now, sometimes you want to increase this, maybe if it's not too bold enough for you, you can come back there and probably if you click on it like this, all right, you can increase the thickness, maybe something like this. If that's the way you want it, so you can increase it this way. Are you seeing it now? Okay, now let's go. So there is a correlation. So what will make use of all of those momentum, RSI, MACD, they are momentum indicator. So while moving average, they are trend indicator. Now, so if you do not understand price action, remember this is support and resistance strategy. If you have not watched this support and resistance strategy, I'm going to experiment it. Most people are looking for, they want to trade. And until when the market actually crosses and they are not going to find a trade. So imagine you are using moving average that until the market cross the 50 moving average, you are not going to buy. You have lost very beautiful entry over time, right? So, because even if you are going to scalp now, maybe that's when probably this will have appeared on 5-minute time frame. Now, so imagine when you now want to enter the market, it is after here. And then when you enter here, are you going to put your stop loss below here? Can you see now when I said price action is the basic thing for your trading? At this point where you want to enter, I can put to you that somebody is already in massive profit. For instance, somebody who have entered the trade here, which if you watch our previous video, we did the experiment about this, which I'm going to use now. So this is this first engulfing candle. Maybe you are still actually dialing and you enter from here, and then your stop loss is actually, of course, a little bit below the swing low here, right? And then your take profit 1:2 risk reward. So I think to this point, so 1:2 risk reward, let's go this way. So you are closer to take profit. That's when somebody is looking for an entry. Doesn't really make sense? All right. So, but the good thing there is that when the market finally crosses this, because ordinarily, I'm sure you'll be fidgeting when the market actually got stopped here. And then you're like, oh, the market want to crash down. No, because there are factors that makes you get in and still waiting that the market was going to continue. But nevertheless, even if you have entered before now and the market want to start moving that backward, let's say you even say, oh, at this 50, I'm going to sell. Come on, that's the 200 pips, ladies and gentlemen, for your gold. Now, so let's go quickly. So you have seen the RSI. Now, if you look at the RSI, you will have seen the RSI have actually, the momentum has changed. All right. So that the momentum has actually changed. Look at where the RSI momentum changed here. Now, another thing about the momentum is that The momentum has changed, but the market, so you now have a little bit of what we call divergence. Market was still going down. Meanwhile, your RSI was showing up. So we call it a divergence. So the RSI was recording a higher high while your price was recording a lower low. So it was going lower, price action was going higher, price action was going lower, which is an indication that chances are there that the market is about to reverse. It's not a guarantee, all right, especially in a lower time frame. So you have to be very careful. So now let's go quickly on how I actually trade support and resistance, but I've just shown you the momentum indicator, how it helps you and all of that. So I'm going to disable it like this, and then we want to enter market ordinarily. So I've done analysis about gold before, so let me just use another instrument that I may like. Okay, so I actually, currencies are not the type of thing I actually scalp because they're just going to waste my time for nothing, right? So, but let's look at if I can find anyone. Okay, so let me analyze this guy, for instance. First of all, I told you when it has to do with your support and resistance, and you're a day trader, just start from your 1 hour time frame. There are other things that you need to understand, but you want to learn more, want to understand more, then you have to come into our community. We'll show you, and all you need to do to be part of it and all of that. So now let's go. You come in a day, all right? So this is 1 hour time frame. And the thing I told you about trading, I say, first of all, you want to right click on your trading view and click on your settings, right? And enable your session break so that you see the previous day trade. Now, if that is done, what you want to do, and perhaps another thing I always tell people is that, what is the trend of the market? What is the trend of the market? So if you look at it now, you can see this market because we have three trends. We take this market for about yesterday, and today. So that means this guy was actually a downtrend. Are you getting it now? So as at the time you can, it was a downtrend. Now, so let's go. You can see now, because this does not really go for day trading and scalping like that. The best option to trade all of those currencies is swing. But no problem. So let's analyze this as we see it. First, I say you should check is to check the previous day high. So you mark it out. So previous day high, you mark it out. So I always increase the thickness of the daily, the previous day high and low. So I'm going to clone it just to take this to the previous day low. So look at the previous day low. Very fantastic. So then, are there other areas? So I actually label it, just double click on that line and then type PDH, that's previous day high. Now you want to adjust where it should align. So you just click on this drop down button and put right, or depending the way you want it. So I click OK. So I double click on this one too, and I type PDL, that's previous day low. All right, very simple. There's an indicator that help you to do all of this, but just do things and then understand how it's being placed. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to still go to my trend line and go to another high or an obvious pivot point. So this was like the previous day, that's about 3 days high. So I changed this to a thin, not the thick one that we had just now. Okay, I perhaps to clone it. Then look at any obvious level that was not identified. I think this point, right? These are swing low and high with where liquidity aligns. Okay, remember Okay, I've not told you. I said there are four things that are very, very important for you. Okay, this one I've actually just pimped here. So because we are doing this now, as at the time you were doing this before the day, this was not there. But now that that's when you are doing, then this is going to be there, right? So you have just identified a swing low, swing high, right, where you know liquidities actually lies. So if I say I should mark this, the line will be too clumsy. Meanwhile, so let's just fix it so that you will not get confused. Some of the line I'm adding, they are not too necessary, but I don't want you to be left without looking at important areas. Okay, so it's enough. So what do we do now? So ordinarily you want to trade, you're a day trader, scalper, you then go back to sometimes 15 minutes to check are there other hidden levels that were not picked? So there were none, all right? None, okay? So you want to go to your 5 minutes to actually find an entry to your trade, okay? So let's go down here to 5 minute time frame right now. So now I only tell people avoid any trade that is not too clear, choppy and all the like. So, but ordinarily, if when you come in the morning, you probably will have entered a long. Let me show you why. The market rally, which sometimes are actually box it, after the rally, is scooped down here as it was going to continue. However, when the market actually do well is that these guys should come and sweep the liquidity down here, then you want to rally. But in this case, it failed. So that's a sign of weakness, right? To sweep liquidity. So I'm waiting for it to bounce on top of this resistance that will turn to support. Fortunately, it did that. So that means you are looking for a buy when you see a bullish candle close above it. Now, this is where the challenge is. I don't trade currencies like that, so because I don't have time for it. Now, let's say you enter the trade here. Now, the stop loss, you see where the challenge is. I don't like to enter trade that have the previous day low has not been swept. So if I enter this type of trade, your stop loss is going to be very wide. But a lot of people actually go by this. You can see why I say I don't trade currency. Or if I want to trade currency, I want to see a clear direction. Now, so 1:2 is your risk reward minimum. Now, so good a thing, your 1:2 just align with this resistance. So which means you have said, I want to lose 9 pips to make 18 pips. All right? So 9 pips to lose to make 18 pips. So in this case, with DCA, so that means you enter more than one position. So the next milestone should be actually up there. So that means going to be your 1:3 thereabout, which about how many pips? 34 pips. Okay, the market actually got there. Now, for you, why the market was going there, there are reactions you are checking. So I'm not going to go deeper into some of those areas that are going to be complex for you. But when the market is approaching a support or resistance and begin to shorten its movement, because we say market move by an impulsive and corrective. So direction where the market is going to be more impulsive, that is moving heavily, and then corrective will be shorter. The market actually got up here. What happened? This is a sign of rejection. Now, that's where you're going to learn about candle pattern. Fine. The market got here. You know you have taken your profit. And this, that pin bar, whatever they call it, you can Google just write candlestick pattern. Now, the market has shown that, man, I'm going. Now, one other thing you probably want to do is, okay, maybe you want to just have some follow confirmation. You know, that was why you put in your moving average, right? Now, if you look at it, this market will have been confused, all right, to want to wait till the market cross below moving average. Though momentum has shifted, if you look at it, the RSI was already on top and then showing a sign of actually getting down, right, which was here. So you, price action. Now, you are careful because this still is support level. So definitely this type of market, you may be very confused. That's the truth. The only thing is that the momentum, I already told you that, man, there is no volume to push this guy, right? There's a volume indicator, right? What do we call it? There is a volume indicator available. Look at it. This volume is not juicy, it's a bit choppy. Then that means you are going to say, okay, I'm shorting. Now, when you short this type of market, remember this is a currency. After this confirmation, right? So you use candle pattern to confirm maybe bullish or bearish engulfing, a pin bar, inverted hammer, all of those things. Your stop loss is going to be above this resistance, and then you are targeting 1:2. Let's look at it. Okay, minimum you are targeting is 1:2, so don't get yourself confused. So 1:2 delivers, right? As it were. So maybe that's just the trade you could take for the day. You are okay. Now, your moving average, even though when the market was going, one thing now moving average still confirms to you is that, oh, the market get to support level and get rejected again. So for people who trade and fast hand, they don't always want to add more position. Then you now know that, okay, you want to be adding more position to this. So you will have shorting more and be targeting this point. But look at the channel. Your market got here. You know, this is very choppy, right? I don't trade currencies. I trade commodity and gold. Now, I swing. So if it's for swinger, now the market, one thing there is this, when the market of 5-minute time frame actually got here, it creates a kind of a wick as if want to return up. This is a tentative support. All right. This is a kind of support. So what we wanted is that the market should bounce up and now grab liquidity and return. But this is not like a liquidity grab. That is 4. So now, you now look at this. This is the next one that was created. Okay. AUD USD. So now you have this. So what this guy now end up forming here is like, so because what you want is that the market should return back to this support and bounce, or wipe the liquidity and bounce, or even fail not to get down. So fortunately enough, what happened? This market returned and just create like a double bottom. And after the double bottom, then there's an engulfing candle. So chances are there. So your entry candle will be this. Yes. So if that is your entry candle, you don't need to now entertain unnecessary fear. So you have entered here. Me, I'm not going to enter because number one, you are in weekend. So your stop loss is below this point, and your take profit 1:2. Or sometimes you are looking at this resistance. However, it's not up to 1:2 yet. It's up. It's like about 1:1. So 1:2 should be somewhere here. Here you go. That's where you are targeting your take profit. It's about 12 pips. So to lose 6 pips and to collect 12 pips. Can you see? Right? So it can be slower, right? So that's what you have just done. Oh, I'm going to leave 12. I'm going to make 12 point something pips to lose about 6 point something pips. So in this case, you can use, let's say, depending on how much you are trading with. So let's say you are trading with about $20,000, and then your exposure, your risk exposure. I said, if you are trading with prop firm, so if you go to babypips.com, you are going to go to tools, and then you go to volume size calculator. Then if I click on it, I said, if you are trading with, if your account, you're having a prop firm of 50,000, like we are trading with Trade Mastery, and then they said your minimum drawdown, your maximum drawdown for a day is 5%, and your account you bought is 50,000. So that means 5% of 50,000 is $2,500. So type it here, $2,500. And my rule I gave is that expose only 10% of your minimum drawdown, your maximum drawdown for the day. So you now type 10% here. Now, what's going on? 10%, 1, 0. So 10%, Now, how many pips is the lot size? So about, let's say, 7 pips. As a non-lot size. Yeah. So how many pips of your stop loss? 7 pips. So calculate. Let's see how many is going to give to you. So 250. So you can see now, so you can use 3 point, because you have said 10% is what you want to expose. So you can use 3.5714. Why? Oh, so sometimes you will shout, why is this person using this big lot size? Why do you use this lot size? It's very simple. You've calculated that I'm going to expose up to $250 into this trade. So that 1:2 risk reward. So for that, if I calculate so for that, you are going to calculate your pips. So 3.5 something pips is what this gives to us. 3.57. So 3.57 pip divide by, I always say enter like 5 positions. So divide by 5, you can get whatever it is. And that's what you open. So you may not open your position as it goes. So you now say, so let me look at it. 5.3, 3.5714. 3 point, okay. So 3.5714 divided by 5, perhaps, or 4, depending. That's about 0.7. So lot size. 0.7 lot size in 5 places. Okay? So if you use that, and you do 12 pips, so even from here to here, from where you entered from, let's look at it. Sorry. Let's check. I think. Okay. I think the network is hanging. So if you have that, you said this is the number of pips that I want to lose. This is my lot size and all of that. So with this your lot size, you are good to go. Now, if your account is 25K account, or of course you have lost some money, you are on drawdown, so you have to readjust. So for the person who is trading with 100K, so if you're afraid, let's say what you want to, so 100K, 5% is 5K. So let's say you want to just expose only 5%. Because 5% of, so 5% of 5% of 5K, yeah, 5% of 5K, let's look at it. Oh, is that correct? Okay, so let's say 10%. That would be $500. So if it's 10%, $500. So you say you can consume 7.14 this thing, pips, lot size. So let's say you divide into 4 or to 3 or to 2. So let's say 3.5 pip and 3.5 lots. That's standard lot. Is what you are going to open, all right? And then so that the trade hit profit, oh, this one has crashed. So I'm sure, okay, there's news. There is news. That means everything that has to do with Euro USD, anything that has to do with DSY will come. Yeah, it was good to analyze the other time. And so look at it. So by now, the person should be in profit. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is support and resistance strategy. Like I've told you to, that indicator is just to support your bias. You get it? Just to support, this one must have crashed, yes. It's just to support your bias. And then you are working with that, okay, the market, this, so momentum is strong, is weak, and all the like. Very, very simple. That's how trade is done. But primarily, you need to understand price action. So with that, you'll be able to navigate effectively in your trade. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the financial market and are still struggling, we invite you to join us in Plan B Express. So we have the Plan B cash flow system, and then where you can sign up with a broker that we use, then we'll give you access. And what's the access? How does the access actually work? Very, very simple. You don't pay us any amount of money. So we have the forex, we call it trading, forex trading with support system. You register you can read up, or if you come to the group, we'll give you all those details. Now, you register on Capital Extend, fund your account accordingly, then you have access to other things. There are other independent mentorship, good fund, good fund for scaling, right? It's where you have to join with Prof Firm, and then one of the first academic platform we recommend is the Access. So you want to be part of it, you can chat with us, and then we'll put you. What's the advantage of this? It will teach you, you have access to live mentorship, and then yet you have access to fund to trade profitably. But yeah, to scale your trading. And so that's why I recommend X. And so with their tools, you can independently navigate the financial market. And so, of course, when you subscribe, we'll give you more support system that will help you. Does that make sense? So like and support, and then subscribe to this channel, and so that together we rise. Thank you very much. Support and resistance strategy is very, very simple. Trade with support and resistance. Obey your rule. Don't gallivant here and there, jumping around. Now, and one of the things I said is that when it has to do with support and resistance or day trading or scalping, don't trade. If you want to scalp, you can't scalp like five, when you are not robotic, 5 different instruments at a time. So how will you maximize the trend? It's going to be very difficult. Yeah, that's the problem. So you can't manage about 5 different kind of instruments at the same time. If it's a swing trade, why not? You have set one, it's already running, you adjust your stop loss and continue to the other ones, and that's the simple stuff. All right, so thank you very much. My name is Midas Jimo. I'm the team leader of Plan B Express. Bye for now. So let's make money together and help as number of persons as we can. You have a nice time. Bye.